Started thinking about the fire department after we had the rooms built at the casino. It was important just looking at what was going on in the community. And
we knew the need was there. We knew there was a gap in service. We knew that there was a long time for folks to get service if they had an emergency going on, especially up the valley, very remote, no cell phone service. And so we knew that there was a need. And I think the leaders back then decided they wanted to build something for the future. They wanted to make sure that we're taking a look at everything from a global viewpoint.
So we looked at it, talked about it, and said, you know what, I think the best thing to do would be to start a fire department.
What do you need to do to start a fire department? Well, you think about it. You're buying everything from paper clips to engines and individuals, patches, badges, everything. Policy and procedure, the list goes on and on and on. It is a daunting task.
And he turned and said, well, what do you want this to look like? What do you want it to be? And I said, I want it to be the crown jewel. I want it to be the best of the best. It's something that the tribe has to do because we need to be trusted. We needed to be proud of what we're doing, and we need to make our community proud. And so he says, I asked him, I said, well, what is the best of the best that you can do for us? He says, well, accreditation. I said, well, okay, that's first on your bucket list. We want to be accredited.
It gave us the roadmap to tell us how to build a top-notch fire department.
And so with that in mind, just try to start filling all the blanks and to actually make up a fire department.
We had a table and folding chairs is the only thing we had at one point in time.
There's a million things you gotta buy.
You would show up to the firehouse. You would have several $100s to thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment rolling in from scratch.
Getting a cadre of firefighters and then developing schedules and pay scales and training requirements, and then of course building a fire station. You know, all these things are a lot just on their own. So it was a monumental task.
So it took a few years, but we were very determined as a tribe.
It took us 7 years to get there.
We are the only tribal fire department that is accredited in the world. First class, top notch.
This department was built on the bones of accreditation, meaning that the Yocha Dehe Winton Nation decided that they were going to have a world-class fire department. You have to be outstanding to even think about it, and you have to prove it. That's accreditation.
But we also wanted to make sure that we're not being the big dog in the pond either, and we wanted to make sure that we're incorporating everybody and making sure that we're bringing everybody along with us and not just, you know, putting a fire department in and expecting that to be the focus. We wanted to make sure that when we're doing this endeavor that we're talking to everybody and making sure that we're doing it the right way. And I think the right way is partnering with the folks that have been doing this for decades with our volunteer fire departments.
Up until that point, the Cape Valley was mostly supported by volunteer firefighters who do an amazing job, but to have the opportunity to have a staffed advanced life support fire department supporting both the tribal nation and their neighbors, just provided a great opportunity for the entire county to really ante up its fire protection.
It was important that we helped them to build up so that they were a part of the community as well, because we couldn't do it by ourselves.
They wanted to be good neighbors from the very start.
Yeah, it's always been a supporting each other. You know, when times are necessary, they do have, an incredible wealth of knowledge up there, and they're able to extend that to us by, trainings and things, but it's not in a dominating way.
Fire department-wise, they've been good neighbors from day one, right from the minute. And it's always been just a great working relationship. So they work right alongside us. If we're up a hill trying to fight a grass fire, they're right there with us.
Because during an emergency, is when you find out who your real neighbors are, right? That's when you find out who's gonna come help you. And the tribe was always there, no matter what. And it could be an emergency from a flooded road to a big fire in the hills to just someone having chest pains, we were always there if needed.
And they've done it from the beginning. It's always been there, and it's always been, how can we help?
But two, the tribe, if there is something bad going on at the casino, the tribe does rely on those volunteer departments to respond and help us. So it's kind of, it's a, you know, you help me, we help you.
When you have a mass casualty situation or you have a large event happening, you want to make sure you're bringing folks in, but you want to make sure you're bringing folks in that are effective, an effective team.
Engine 17, stand by for vehicle fire.
With Yocha Dehe Fire Department, we've been able to bring the volunteer fire departments in, train with them, so they know what we're doing, we know what they're doing, and then we become an effective response team all together.
So one of the things the tribe stepped up was they built a training tower. And we would host training and different types of drills that met national standards.
And so we like to practice like we play, right? That's how we gotta go. We gotta go train the same way we're gonna fight fire.
Being on the same page, working with one another, whether it's training or whether it's actually on the fire line, there's a constant communication that's going on that makes us work as one.
Whether it's Engine 25 from Yocha Dehe or Engine 3 from the city of Woodland, we can almost operate seamlessly on incidents. And Yocha Dehe also does the same with their giving funds and their ability to provide apparatus and resources to our rural partners.
When you see the Dreamcatcher and the tribal nation's insignia on the fire apparatus, that means something, that stands for something. Those funds are going directly to the communities of Yolo County to provide a better level of service.
What the tribe wanted to do was make sure that they had good equipment. And some of the trucks that we helped replace were 35 plus years old, and fire engines need to be replaced after about 15 years. And so there was just a need in the county for new equipment, new radios, new wildland gear, and that type of apparatus as well. And so when we saw that, we wanted to make sure that with our Doiti Tacoma board, our acorn giving board, that we're able to help provide that for the folks in the county.
With the support that they've given us, half of the equipment you see in my shed today is completely because of Yocha Dehe Fire Department and Yocha Dehe Tribe.
So and it's not just Madison Fire. I think they've put their staple on Sparto, Cape Valley, Willow Oak, and Yolo, and some other departments in the county by helping them purchase equipment, helping them with funding for equipment they wouldn't be able to purchase. So that fire department's footprint is, you know, it's the whole western Yolo County, and it's a huge influence and a positive impact on fire protection.
And I'm sure other districts would say the same. We would definitely not be where we're at today without their assistance and help.
Undoubtedly, we would not be where we're at today without them. So thank you, great, great people, and we look forward to carrying on the tradition of being their friend.
Respond to 123 Touch Street, 123 Touch Street.
Here you have a fully functional firefighting force that knows just about everything there is to know about whatever event they're being dispatched to.
Great people working for them and people that have the skills to do the right thing.
We provide services up and down the valley. We're advanced life support, technical rescue, swift water rescue. And these calls don't come for our tribal citizens. Typically, it's for the greater community. And that's something that's unique and amazing, outstanding about this department and really the leadership support of this department, because that doesn't really happen anywhere else. The Yocha Dehe Winton Nation doesn't have to have a department like this. They chose this. They wanted to be world class.
The humbleness of the organization, working with others and almost viewing it as one organization as opposed to separate organizations. We'll build a legacy for that department that will last for generations.
When we look at the fire department and what it does for our community, the people we protect, not only the tribal citizens, but the patrons that come to the casino and all the folks up and down the valley and beyond. I just want them to know that we're very proud of them and the work that they do. They put their lives on the line every day to go out and protect us and to protect other people.
I want to thank the community, the tribal members, our council. I want to thank the chiefs, our battalion chiefs, and all of our fire department for helping to build our legacy for the tribe and being a part of the growth. I can only think and dream about where it's going to go. And I think it's going to be a long-lasting legacy for the community, for the tribe.